It's kind of a pain in the ass, but once you get it done, it's
Roku is now providing streaming services and continues to be innovative with the latest products like the Roku Express, the streaming stick, and the new Roku
But I got some friends that done that.
HDR
I tried my
processing,
husband 20 years ago when I
voice
first got
search,
into it.
original
Man, nope, I got some more stuff to do. This is a lot of work.
and radio events Memphis.
Well, I'm learning how to, but I understand
here we
it's
go.
supposed to be.
Trip around the world with D. Radio Memphis around the world, Saturdays, 8 p.m. Central on Radio Memphis.
Yeah. Welcome to it here on this Wednesday, the 21st of November. This edition of the Bartlett Songwriters Alliance show, or whatever it is you're calling
The
it.
Bartlett Songwriters Hour.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah, that's because it's an hour, sometimes longer.
Well, we like to keep it at least in a general
Okay,
spot.
there you go. What's up, man?
Oh, man, just,
Ready for the holiday tomorrow?
I'm ready because my son is here.
Yeah.
He came down from Chicago. I brought him actually kind of as a witness that, yeah, did you actually play in those years? Yeah, he used to go backstage with me all the time.
Oh, sure.
But, yeah, I'm here trying to get this Bartlett Songwriters thing going again. Another Wednesday with another songwriter, Mr. Blake Broad. I know how to say it. I can't spell it always right. You're gonna, because he brings it up all the time. I posted it.
I feel you, Blake.
And I spelled his name wrong. He goes, there's not this in there. But that's all right. That's how it
That's the way it goes.
Yeah.
But anyway, we got some real good news for the school thing, man.
Yeah, what's up?
We went to a video conference with the state school board
Mm-hmm.
for the grant. Now I've got all these school board people sitting around me going, a couple other people sitting here and going, hope he does a good job. And but I just talked about the past and what we can do for these young upcoming artists, and see and let them know that this grant is going to be all about making sure that they have all the tools, not just step in a pile of this or that.
Right. Oh, yeah.
So they're gonna, I guarantee you want to go down that business road, you're gonna step in a couple of them.
Well,
I mean,
I
I
do
know
it
that-
almost on a daily basis around here.
But to let people know, even more mature songwriters and performers like yourself, like to give those tools so that they can direct their energies and their momentum forward where they want to go with it. If it's just only singing songs for your family, but able to feel confident about doing that, or an album, or you're trying to actually make money off of it, which is
That's a laugh.
well, it's difficult. It can be done.
And of course it can. I live there, but yeah, it can be done. But it's
I lived
tough.
that way for a long time. Of course, but you're always, if you don't have all the right pieces and the management and the people behind you,
Mhm.
you are constantly like plugging the hole in the dike, and you ain't got enough fingers.
It takes a village, I tell you that.
It takes a group of people that trust each other, and that's what we're building in Bartlett and Memphis, is that.
Mm-hmm.
With all the songwriting groups, with the Memphis songwriters, the NSA, and I'm even gonna reach out a little bit further, just over on the other side of the river,
Sure.
and get everybody involved in, because if we can all work together, we'd be a whole lot bigger force, I think, about music, don't you think?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I think I've proven that a little bit in the last couple of years with this Bartlett songwriters, We got showcases coming up. I talked to Mark Parcell. We're gonna do a women's showcase
What you were talking about last week.
And
is
we're gonna
is
do
coming
that
together.
just before Valentine's Day. Kind of our present to them.
That'll be fun.
We'll do that. You can bring your wife down and she goes, yeah, here. You
Oh,
get some
yeah.
good brownie points on that one.
Sure.
But yeah, we got the school going on with that, and it's just, they got some new people coming in now,
Yeah.
thanks to the radio station, which is really appreciated,
Oh, no.
as always.
That's good. I'm glad we're helping out in some way.
Well, I hope we're giving you a little bit of charge. At least I know this hour you don't have to talk for, ever.
No, I got it. I'm just,
You're
just
just
gonna hold
cruising.
this stool down and let you guys run with it,
We got a little sip of whiskey in there.
No,
Pretty good, no.
no, I won't.
No, we're not gonna do no drinking today, no. Maybe, I'm gonna have a glass of wine tomorrow. I'm not supposed to be drinking. When
Well,
you
that's
get old, they say, nope, you're done, you're old. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
glass of wine, cook some turkey. You got a big old thing going on?
No, no, no. My wife is, she's not from the United States, so Thanksgiving is kind of a foreign concept to her. And we're both taking the day off, and we'll find some trouble.
Appreciate each other.
Sure.
So Blake, what are you doing with songwriting, man? Oh, by the way, before I get into that question for you, I want to let you know I've got this song I'm writing about you.
Me?
You. I'm telling you that I'm only going to give you bits and pieces of it, but I'll give you the title.
Okay.
And I won't play it until I'm done. It's going to be hilarious.
Oh, I'm sure it is.
But it's Rick's the guy who is making a living on Radio Memphis. He's always given. He's not really crazy, only a slight little bizarre. I mean, there's a couple of lines
Yeah.
in there, but at the end of it, and I'll skip all the other rhetoric, it's just don't suck. That's the name of the song.
That's just don't suck. That's the rule around here.
I know, and I thought that how cool that would be fun. Do something fun,
Oh, I appreciate it.
Just don't suck.
Just don't suck.
And probably get somebody to be able to scream it out like some real hard, punk rocker. kind of-
Sure. Yeah.
Just,
Is it a rock tune? Is it a what are you
It's
doing?
gonna be all of that.
Yeah, that's gonna be all of it.
We're gonna see how many genres I can put into one
Can
song.
you get some funk in there?
I can put, heck, when you decide you wanna write, you can put whatever you want in
Well,
there.
there's that.
We're good enough to do that, ain't we?
I think so.
Well, speaking of good enough, I started to lead you down that road of songwriting, and I just kind of cut you off. I apologize. Didn't mean to do that.
Oh, no worries. No worries.
Uh, Always love to hear your stuff. You've been with us for about a year and a half, something like that, in the songwriting group.
Getting close. Getting close. Yeah.
We'll have to have an anniversary.
I think it'll be June sometime. We'll be there.
Is that when you go?
Yeah, it
I
wasn't,
can remember.
it wasn't, I think, yeah, I came in and you did your showcase down at 55 South Main.
Yeah.
With Mark Parcell down there. That was
Mhm.
great. And then I think we did this radio show and then we did another songwriters in the round out at.
Yeah, I like the one over at Octavia's over at Midtown Crossing.
Yeah, that was great. That was really fun.
Paul was there last Saturday.
Yeah.
He did a real good job. He said, play some more. He played, instead of playing like 3 or 4 songs, he ended up playing a set.
That's nice.
But it was good. He had Mark Bryan with him. We haven't brought him on. We need to bring him on. He's
Paul
kind
is
of-
a writer extraordinaire. That guy's just got some lyrical
He
chops.
is the cream of the crop when you look at the technique of writing, of imagery and the style of how you draw someone in. And that was kind of one of the things. Does your song really draw you right into the story right away? Or does it take a moment to say, come on, let's kind of linger around here and I might get your attention about 45 seconds into it. By then they've turned you on,
Right.
And it's actually even shorter than 45 seconds. So it's about 30 seconds that you get someone's attention and you are telling them the story from that first line.
Yeah, I guess that's a whole different way of looking at songwriting.
I mean, that's
To me,
more
it's
of
like
the-
a, well, I
that's
know
more of the beefed up part of
Right.
it if you're doing business.
what's a good hook immediately and get your best material out in the front of the song
Yeah.
immediately so that you draw the attention of the listener in,
Right.
rather than wait for it because they might not have the patience for it.
They won't.
Right.
It's a guarantee.
Yeah, well, it's true.
Yeah.
It is 100% true. And I mean, you might get a handful of people in if you're going to continue to build a fan base with just a small handful. And that's really how you kind of do it, is make sure that those songs, and every song has the ability to draw them in as simple or as difficult as the song is. Is it hook? And people don't understand that the hook is also in a lick, a musical movement in there.
Right.
Dan, dan, dan. You know what that song's gonna be? Walk this way. You hear that? You hear those? That chorus. You hear those licks like that, and you're gonna go, I know that song. And those are hooks as well. So there's some people that are really good, that have the ability to. I've got some great lyrics right here with hook just all over it. And then I got these guitar licks that I am just a monster guitar player. They got hooks all over it. And that's why you're totally drawn into the song one way or another. Then that's asking a lot of the songwriter to have all of those things. But if that's what you're gonna put on the table when you walk into Sony Records, or not Sony Records, but whatever record company you walk into and say, hey, I got something I wanna talk to you about here, and it better be really good and have it all together.
Absolutely.
So, but there's also the joy of just writing songs, you know. There's, one of the guys in the workshop has, only written a couple of songs, and he's just faithful as all get out, you know, Jeff Sojourner. Great guy, but, and he has a difficult time, and he's trying to do it, but he just wants to write for himself and his family. And express that.
Well, awesome. I write, I guess, as an emotional fan. I just love music, always have. It's a great expression of life. I like good music. It always just, it excites me. I don't know. I mean, like, so if I can do something that excites me, I hope maybe that other people can share in that. So if I find a hook or something, I go, oh,
Yeah.
that's kind of cool. I like that. It sounds good. I like the melody structure of it. I like the lyrical message behind it. And I'm just trying to,
You put that into your phone when you get those little hooks?
I do sometimes. Sometimes I probably have more
You know what
lost
that's
songs.
called, don't you? Song seeds.
Song seeds.
Yeah.
I have woken up in the middle of the night with songs going through my head, like completely orchestrated. And I'm too lazy to write them down, and
Right.
they're gone.
If
And there's
You gotta catch them in the moment, yeah.
And it is like,
Like going
you've heard of
fishing.
the muse, I guess, the idea of the muse visiting you and giving you this download. And sometimes I think there's
you feel like there's kind of this weird vibe thing that's reaching out to you. I call it fish myself, and everybody has their own analogy. I call it fishing, you know, like, oh, look what I caught right here. I caught a phrase right here that I love, you know. I'll put that somewhere, but
it's like digging for gold, you get the
Yeah.
vein. Sometimes and then you get a run. Okay, wow, this is great.
and
I
you
like
can look
this
at
idea.
you can look at all those hooks that Neil Young, you know,
Right.
searching for gold, you know, all of his analogies. You can see that those are huge light bulbs. Oh, this is cool stuff right here, you know. But that kind of passion, you gotta have passion to write. If you don't have passion and you're writing it for business purposes, and I see a lot of people do that. Let's sit down and write it technical, and we'll make it great. But it will never come across as super wonderful until you have that emotion put in there. You can do all the greatest technical work you can do producing a song, but if you don't figure out how to find that one emotion and stay with that emotion in 3.5 minutes, you know, you just another music.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. A passionless kind of elevator music.
You got something passionate?
I got a song that I wrote the other day. I mean,
Oh, wow.
I guess it was a few months back.
Well, that's close to another day.
Yeah.
Still got that new
So-
song smell, right?
It does.
Yeah.
It does. And I was writing it in my old studio before I tore it down. I'm building another one right now.
Yeah, yours.
And
We're all
middle of
building another one, I
construction
guarantee you.
construction right now. I mean, serious construction going on.
Good.
But yeah, my idea is I wanted to do my own stuff, obviously, but I also want to help, like, well, as a Christian artist, help young folks come and develop their skill, to have the kind of tools in front of them that I didn't have. I think that if
So
I
I'm
had-
rubbing off on you.
yeah, I think so. I want to help.
Good,
I want
good.
to help produce and you know, help writers come in with their song ideas, with their talents, and
Yeah.
help shape and mold them and get them into a listenable form where their messaging is getting out.
That is so important. What that
Right.
message is, be it a spiritual or rock and roll or fun or however that emotion, remember, we're talking about the emotion. But we give those people that don't have the tools, the opportunity to have the tools
Right.
to do this. From everything from theory to comprehensive outlining and storyboarding of everything, that kind of stuff. And plus the actual ability to show them how to work within Pro Tools or Logic. You use Logic?
I used Studio One. I was a Cakewalk fan until Gibson ditched it, and then it's open source now for BandLabs. If you have a BandLabs account, you can get Cakewalk for free. It was a great program.
You like Cakewalk?
I did like it.
Was it easy to maneuver in? That's one question I have.
No, it's not easy.
Well, I
The
heard
learning curve on those things
you know,
can be pretty
And you
weird.
gotta put that out there because people listen, I'll go get Cakewalk and this and go, oh.
Studio One is far simpler. So I have Studio One 3 Pro right now that I use. It's far simpler, but it lacks the musical notation part that Cakewalk had that I loved. But they're all the same. They basically work the same. I mean,
It'd be nice to have that one master kind of software that does all of it. But you can go grab pieces of stuff and do an add-on.
Pro Tools, if you have I mean, that's,
Yeah, Pro Tools is like there's talk about hooks, man. As soon as they hook you into that, every time they upgrade it, you got to buy all the plugins again.
oh, wow.
Oh yeah.
They're ruthless with that.
Oh, they're
Oh,
ruthless.
I
Absolutely.
have, thank you. I have Pro Tools. I feel better. I don't feel better all of a sudden.
Sometimes when
appreciate
you
it.
get to a level of it, just
Right.
stick with it.
Yeah, well,
But don't upgrade your operating software.
Absolutely not. I
Because they
tried
could
doing that.
start all over again.
and I saw them, so I had to scratch everything, and I went back to an old version of Pro Tools, and I said, I want it all standalone, I do not want any upgrades, not even connected to the
Yeah.
internet at
Yeah,
all.
yeah.
If for those that are listening and thinking, oh, I need to be on the internet and do this, when you're first starting out, don't do that, because you're going to get dragged into all of these little, just one more upgrade, and you'll be the best.
And it
Engineer
never
ever.
ends. It never ends.
Yeah, and
Like eating potato chips, right? Well,
Yeah, very similar to one like potato chip kind of commercial.
well, so let's get back on kind of
I'm sorry.
No, that's all good. I was gonna share a song that I was gonna say that I was in there with Studio One. Which has got the plugins with the live effects, so you get reverb and delay. And I've got like my guitar, and I'm using some of the onboard delays and the reverbs and the EQ and compression and things like that. And my voice is just sounding so loud, and the guitar is rocking, and so I wrote a song just off the energy of that sound, and it just kept me in front of it, kept me excited about listening to it. And so, you can pay a couple $100 for a software program if you have a decent computer that can give you that kind of return. I really, really like that.
So you're saying it's good to have the software, but also it's good to have the actual pedals and different things like that, so you can blend things.
Right, the VSTs are, the computer speeds are such now that you can do effects live, stuff like you would have a whole rack of gear.
Right.
Now it's in software in a box.
But if
Right.
you can
Most
blend
of
it,
what I do here is the same with the radio station. Yeah.
It's all software now. So your
Sure.
compressors, you can do multi-stage compression,
Oh,
you can
sure.
do EQ, and you can do it all live,
That's-
which is crazy. It's a millisecond or two of delay, but
yeah, you
it's
can
nothing to
cherry pick through that and make it sound sweet. Yeah.
So I was playing this little riff. Was
What
like,
is it? What's the name of it?
the song is called "We Can Do Anything," but it literally started out with a riff like this. I was like, it just sounded good to me, so I started singing. I shouldn't have told you, but now that you know, I can't fight this feeling. I'm losing control, and I want you to be by my side, here with me. And I look in your eyes, see a love I can't hide. I'll do anything you wanted to. Can go anywhere as long as I'm with you. Darling, don't you worry, 'cause you want this heart of mine. Baby, and I'm alone, I won't be far, I won't be far behind. Sharing a feeling, letting it show. Taking a chance on you. I've got to know if you want it to be by my side, here with me. And I look in your eyes, see love you can't hide. Can do anything you wanted to. Can't go anywhere as long as I'm with you. Darling, don't you worry, 'cause you want this heart of mine. Baby, as I follow, and I won't be far, I won't be far behind. Can do anything you wanted to. Can go anywhere as long as I'm with you.
That's nice.
Thanks.
Nice example of some things too. I mean,
A
and
lot of hooks in there.
yeah, well, the hooks and you were showing how the walk down was actually felt like a hook because it was very distinctive, you know, and the pieces that you were more muted on the verse, and it shows, and even if you're using the same pattern over and over again from the chorus to the verse, is if you just show a different strumming pattern, even if it's the same 4 chords, you were differentiating between and letting people know here's the verse, here's the chorus, without even thinking about it. So you did good job,
Well,
good job.
thanks, man. Thank you.
But I didn't hear the hard rock and roll thing. I thought you were gonna break it. No.
Oh, yeah. Well, you know, thinking about that, you know, that was the riff. I don't know, what is it? 1 4. I said no. 3 4. No, it's 6 4 1 5 progression, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, we all know. I mean, you're not right, Boston, right?
Oh, yeah.
So I'm like wondering.
You could distort a guitar in the back with that laid over that, just a
Right.
you know, a sustaining chord to the, because it gives more air to the note. Just and when you're writing, this is just a thought.
Right.
But when I hear things and I feel how they're gonna span open as far as a note, whole notes are really important to make sure that those are as powerful, be it a guitar, be it a voice or an instrument, you know.
You know, that's a good input. I was thinking about something though.
Uh-oh,
Like,
here we go.
well,
Inside the mind of a songwriter.
Here we go, right at it, yeah.
Well, okay, so like the Boston hook. I mean, we all have emotions surrounding the first time you ever heard Peace of Mind, or you heard Sweet Home Alabama, or any rock song. You know, whether it was with friends, it was at a party, or whether you were, you know, just having a good day or whatever, or you're just driving out in the sunshine. It had an emotional connection to you. So a lot of Western music is like built upon past experiences, like so because I heard this as a child, I'm going to have these ideas and these certain sounds that are going to evoke
Right.
certain emotions in me. And so even though we uniquely experience that, there's like millions of people experiencing the same thing. And so when you tap into that, you know, on just the choice of chords sometimes can, or the
Right.
musical tonality can kind of set the mood right off the bat, right? That's already based on
Those are
past
called
experiences,
the beginning hooks.
right?
And if you, even in a chord pattern, if you, they're very distinctive in stylizing the rhythm to those chords. Because anybody can go 1 4 1 5 6 1 type of thing. You know, you can
Right.
pick a number pattern and play it, but it is the distinction of how you make you more minute about how you detail those rhythms.
Well, yeah, the textures, the details, the harmonies.
Even in
and
just
the-
even in a 4-bar rhythm pattern, you are going to make sure that the whole dynamics in that one piece of movement has got all these important parts that enhance that one that you just chord you were in. I mean, I know that sounded very microscopic when you're talking about music, but sometimes people like myself that have OCD about those things, we go there, you know. There's other people that say, like, I got these 3 chords and I got these great lyrics. I don't care how it sounds, it's how it comes on. And that's great. You know, Bob Dylan,
Sure.
I always bring him up because he was like the number
Oh,
one
wow.
example of that too.
Yeah, the delivery and the subtlety.
It
You can take a
is.
3-chord song and make it sound awesome, or you could, you know, take a very complicated song and just it'll be lifeless.
Yeah, and he has experimented with all those, which is good.
And
To
I
show
think
us
it
that
has to
it's
do with
okay.
the emotional connection and inflections
Right.
and you know, enjoying
It
it.
is so important to make sure that we have an understanding of where we're at the time we sit down at the table to write. Am I gonna write for 2 hours? Some people can do that. I can't. I did this and this was about 3 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And I go, oh, I like that. Maybe I'll start writing in 3 minutes or writing in 5-minute
You
increments.
can't just set yourself a timer.
There's people that do that.
Really?
Yeah.
I would think you would just go until it wasn't coming
Yeah,
anymore,
there's-
you know?
there's a
Because,
couple-
once you start forcing stuff, it's like,
There's a couple of professional people and I'm making a great living at it. I mean, real. good
Really?
living. The songwriting under, I'm gonna let my wife listen. It's on silent.
Yeah.
She can hear me, but I'm not talking to her.
well, okay.
But
Somehow I think that's routine around your home.
She goes, she calls me and says, now where are you today? What part of town are you in, you know?
Yeah, well, there it is that.
Hey, I'm gonna put a tracker on your phone.
Yeah, well, yeah.
No, but it's important about this songwriting stuff to have the details that you want. Be it very simple, but be powerful. Because if you want that power, you draw emotional. And power is that you have some energy from that song, from those effects. And it's just like, oh, this turns me on. And that's what music's supposed to do. It grabs that emotion, goes, boom. You know, if it's a two-chord, we've all had plenty of two-chord songs. I can play a major, C major 7, F major 7, I have a whole song of that, you know? But he's trying to set up the video over here. Hey, can you see me now?
Awesome.
But anyway, you got another tune?
I do. I've got lots of tunes, man.
Well, okay, I want to make sure, because there's some people coming here, I got 3, is that good?
Yeah, we can do a tune here and then we'll grab this break.
Okay. Well, this is a song that I wrote when me and my wife had just first moved to San Antonio from Lake Charles, Louisiana.
What's
And,
the emotion?
It's we're in this big city all by ourselves, completely different culture than we're ever used to, and so this was I really leaned on my wife, and it's called Two Hearts, and we really depended on each other at that time. We grew into San Antonio. We grew to love San Antonio, but this was that first few months. Actually, I think I wrote it in the first apartments that we lived in out there. So. We're headed for the city. The hearts are filled with dreams. The life that found was a lonely one. Two jobs with no love in between. People all around and this world just seems so cold. Needed someone to hold. She knows how you feel. Two hearts beating in the middle of the night. Wanting someone just to hold them tight. Searching for someone they know is real. Someone to hide them from the pain they feel. That's how it goes. Longing for the country, stares up at the midnight sky. The city lights are lonely. Lord, he wonders why. People all around and all this world just seems so cold. Needed someone to hold. Two hearts beating in the middle of the night. Wanting someone just to hold them tight. Searching for someone they know is real. Someone to hide them from the pain they feel. Holding on, holding tight. Girl, I wanna see you in my arms tonight. Know it's real, and I can feel the love on your face, girl. Feel your warm embrace. Two hearts beating in the middle of the night. Wanting someone just to hold them tight. Searching for someone they know is real. Someone to hide them from the pain they feel. Holding on, holding tight. Girl, I wanna hold you in my arms tonight. Know it's real, and I can feel the love on your face, girl. Feel your warm embrace.
Very nice.
Very nice.
Very, very nice. Let me take this break here. We'll be right back. We'll play some more, chat some more. Get into the mind of the songwriter, I guess is what you
The next portion is into the mind of the song.
Here it is. It's coming up next right out of the break here. Radio Business.
Get plugged into Radio Memphis and social media. Like and follow us on Facebook. Plus all your favorite shows and personalities have their own pages. We can also be found on Twitter and Instagram. Keep up with the latest happenings from your social media station.
Exciting for you that it's coming.
Absolutely.
Nothing in
Calm down, next year.
nothing else sounds like American Guitar.
Nice conversation.
By Kevin Motz at Killer Bee Guitars. Kevin is a luthier who knows what he's doing.
A
He uses
luthier?
top shelf materials for bodies.
That's a word I
and
bet you 80% of the population don't know what
Kevin
it
can even
means.
customize your ride for that perfect look.
Luthier, yeah, but
Look
like
at
I
Killer
know.
Bee Guitars banner ad at RadioGuitarsMemphis.com to see what you can take on stage.
Really?
That's a
You
luthier.
might find Radio Memphis
That's a
Guitar Ladies
luthier,
in our studio.
man.
Oh, God, you just like
Killer
your
Bee
comment.
Guitars at Radio-Memphis.com.
Attention, those of you looking to go on a fun
So how long
vacation
did you go to
and
school?
see the world on the
You
cheap.
just go to-
Today, the US dollar is worth
Oh,
even
God.
more in other countries. So
I'm
there's
majoring in
never
music,
been a
dude.
better
That's why I
time to
work for-
travel outside the USA.
That's why I
A
work
dollar
for
is worth
years.
over $1.30 in Canadian dollars. And
No,
it's the
I-
same for Australia.
I
You can
work-
fly there today and
Oh my
have
God.
fun and maximize your travel
Your
dollar.
operations.
Your US dollar is worth over $3 in Brazilian reals.
So you
And it's
tell me.
worth over
I
$18
work
in
on
Mexican
PCs and
pesos.
stuff.
Plus, in Argentina, it's worth over
Gaming,
$27 in
I
Argentine
got into it
pesos.
that way.
Just think of the bargains
Usually
you'll
got
get.
into
And the way
systems.
you get the
So
cheapest
you
airfare
got
to any destination
into,
is by
you know.
calling Tickets That Cheap. Save up to 75% on your foreign vacation tickets. Don't wait. Call now. 800-586-8571. 800-586-8571. 800-586-8571. That's 800-586-8571.
You wanna retire in Minnesota?
Every night.
How old are
One
you?
snores,
35.
any other
You're gonna
can't
bet
sleep.
to
It seems
retire.
like there's no end to it.
How to what?
But now there's
You got a
a
really-
Oh,
really
no, I know. He
easy
keeps
solution.
asking me where I want to
Natural
end up. I
solution.
know that's why I want to
Snores.
end up.
Minnesota?
Try
You don't
risk
You like
free
to go to
today.
work?
I love the
Snores
cold.
Stop was
Go
created and
on.
tested by a team of
I
physicians
was trying to
who
go
have
to
been
Michigan
helping
City.
sleep for over 20 years. It is the #1 selling anti-snoring medicine in the U.S.
Or Texas.
Snore
I don't know.
Stop sprays or tablets.
Texas
are
or
now available
Minnesota?
nationwide. All you have to
Wait,
do is
wait,
call.
wait.
It's
Huh?
time to try Snore Stop and make every
Two
night a
seasons
better
in.
night. For both.
Well, I guess
Don't wait.
Arctic
Snore
versus
Stop,
Texas,
the
come
#1
on.
selling
Well, if
anti-snoring
anything's better in
medicine
Chicago,
in the
it's
U.S.
not the
Oh,
weather like
Texas.
that.
I love
Order
Texas.
now for a free shipping
I just don't
and
like-
100% risk-free trial offer.
I don't know.
800-932-1745.
I like Tennessee a lot better. It's a lot like more laid back. I think people are less uptight.
800-932-1745. 800-932-1745. That's 800-932-1745.
You need a
I didn't
car,
mean
been
that.
shopping only to be turned down because of bad credit, low credit,
They're gonna
no
close up.
credit, bankruptcy, or
Say hello.
divorce. Guess
Hey.
what? Today's your lucky day.
Hey.
Because now you can buy a car, truck, or
The host with
SUV
the most
just about
live on
any
your,
vehicle. It's true. Bad credit
Your Facebook
doesn't
page
matter.
or your
No
My
credit
YouTube.
doesn't matter.
YouTube video?
Bankruptcy or
You stream on
divorce, it
YouTube?
just doesn't matter. As a matter of fact,
I don't touch
your
Facebook.
job is your
Oh,
ticket to
yeah.
your new vehicle.
Oh.
We're Auto Credit Express, and we've helped thousands of people just like you. Antonio
I
H.
couldn't
told us
think of
about the
anything
company.
else.
Got me connected, and the day
So I
I
was
went in,
like,
I drove off
My
to the car I wanted.
Blake's music studio.
100% worth your time. Need a car?
Never get
Get
something
started
like
now.
Nothing wrong with that.
And drive off as early as today.
It's right on the
line.
Credit,
No, no, we're-
CRED.
So that's my website.
Great thing,
Right
video studio.
now to get started.
What's
That's
that?
credit,
D&D
CREDIT to 357-911. Auto
No.
financing the
No, but
easy
you
way.
think that's
Text
mine's
credit to
Riverbank studio.
357-911.
Yeah, because my mom thought of my station would like Byron Blake Rock.
That's all you say?
Yeah, she said, that'll go great.
Yeah, where's my mom?
Long-term life insurance ads, but the rates read very low, and at the end, they have a long disclaimer read extremely. Why? Because most people like us will never qualify for those rates. It's just a way to get you to call. Listen, at the Term Lifeline,
Oh,
we'll never
yeah,
quote you
so-
a low rate hoping you'll call.
Is that the
We'll try to
bottom
sell you
down?
something else, so
We're-
we do promise to get you the best rates
So how-
available on
so you have,
policies of $500,000 or more
You
with
sell
professional service. Don't waste your
Sells- yeah,
valuable
spots.
time. Get the real rates you want on term life
Ah,
insurance
the wheels
policies
are
of
turning?
$500,000 or
Yeah,
more
that
on the term
yeah, that's
lifeline.
okay to have a
Call
wheel
now.
turn.
800-430-6751.
Talked to about 150,000 people a day out of this spot.
800-430-6751.
Wow.
800-430-6751. That's 800-430-6751.
What's 13?
Is it, are you doing streaming?
Oh,
yeah.
With Rick and Jeff.
So do you have a provider?
Central on Radio Memphis.
All right, we're back.
Hey.
Rod is here. DJ Banks.
BJ Banks, that's me.
Yes, that is you.
I have, people say, man, what are you doing this at your age for, man? I said, you know, because I want the Blake Brotts and all the young artists to collide and continue down this process of songwriting.
Well, sure.
And you wait till you hear your song, man, about you play nothing but Memphis all day,
I can't wait to hear it.
but it's gonna be hilarious.
I'm sure it will be.
I think you'd be a little bit fun.
Good, yeah.
But I was thinking on the way over here, what is something that people forget about a song when you're writing? They get into these moments and they'll write well, I'll play this and I got one phrase, and then you're totally dead in the water without a paddle. And you're going, oh, this is a great line. And then where do I go from there? Because they're only doing it very microscopically. You have to kind of engineer it backwards. You find out what the picture is. What is the center of that song? Speaking of emotionally, musically, lyrically. And if you find what is the center of that song? In other words, where is the chorus? Where's the real chorus in it? So if you find the center, and that's going to be my question to you, how do you find the center of a song? Maybe you recorded a song and it's not really all that you want to be, or you're working on writing one, and then you go, man, I need to really dial this thing in. You really make this a lot more polished and shine. Where do you find that center of that song? Is it in the lyrics and the melody, or where do you go in there? There's the inside of songwriting.
Yeah, okay, I got you there.
You know, I don't know that I think about it that way, but I'll try to.
I mean, if you had to image it that way, because this is all about imaging as far as music.
I mean, to me, it's always been, you know, good hooks were always. If you didn't have a good hook, I would lose interest in the song, so it wouldn't go anywhere. Right?
Yeah.
I've also had those ideas of where you had a really good hook, or you had an idea that just kind of fell in that space, and you could never find, you know, an addendum to it. You could never find a matching part. And then you've had others just with a lot of ideas that come in all at once, and they work so great together. At least in my mind, and it's, you know, I like a variety. I like contrast between chorus and verse. I like the, as they said, like the choruses that both could drive to the point home, and the verses are really just supporting material, right?
Imagery is in the verse.
Yeah, I guess.
And
I guess it could
the
be.
emotion and the true meaning or the feeling is in the chorus. That's where it's the whole subject matter.
Right. So I mean, it's, as far as imagery, probably one of the most.
Ask Paul Crimmel about imagery.
Well, I have a song. That I can play for you here. It is very much about imagery. It was written on a thread of imagery. You know, belief and just the idea of, you know, sunrises and our journey through this life, and trying to get to our destination, right? And, you know, different elements of
philosophical.
right. Well, but it's using sunrises and fires and the smell of smoke. It's using
You're not just telling them about it. You're painting this picture of line by line by line.
trying to, and I think for me it was just that's how I communicated it to myself. I didn't necessarily go outside of myself to try to conjure up these
You can't go
images.
outside
It was
yourself.
just how I got in that vein of thought, whether it's gold or, you know, just, you know, or whether it's just me communicating something.
Yeah.
And that's the most, I think, powerful way to communicate emotions is through imagery.
Because you can't go outside of yourself to write. I mean, and I've seen people do it, and it's I don't know how they do it, because I don't have the motion, the feeling, that drive, that connection, because it is mechanical.
Right.
That's why I mean, there's a lot of great songs out there that has a great beat and a drive to it and a backbone to it, but then there's still something missing, you know.
It's really fun.
So you got something that has all the imagery in it?
I think so.
What's the name of it?
Paints the sky.
Oh, that's one. I thought somebody was
You think that would kind of fit the bill there?
Yeah. What do you think?
I think so.
Because we're inside your mind right now. Not mine.
I actually started like this, just a little riff like this.
Yeah, I like that.
I believe through all our sorrow, joy only comes. Today, on the horizon, grows bright with the dawn. Though our travels weary us, on the beat on, onwards in the direction, will surely take us home. Sunny paints the sky, it's growing brighter. To me, not beautiful firelight, shining its crimson light before me, as the fiery blood goes dry out the night. Desert nights are colder now. My journey's been so long. I can't resist pressing onward as we search out our new home. Smell smoke, the embers, as the night fades into day. Searching for a promise, the one who leads the way. Sunny paints the sky, it's growing brighter. To me, not beautiful firelight, shining its crimson light before me, as the fiery blood goes dry out the night. Leaving behind world we had known, walking my feet in a path you have shown. Hearing your voice, heeding the call, walking my feet, forsaking it all. Sunny paints the sky, it's growing brighter. To me, not beautiful firelight, shining its crimson light before me, till fiery blood goes dry out the night. As the fiery blood goes dry out the night. Fiery blood goes dry out the night. So I think I used a little bit of imagery in that.
You did?
Yeah,
So-
and you don't hear crimson that much.
No, you don't, no.
And use well. I want to put that in the picture. Yeah, use well. Listen
Well,
to
there's
this
crimson
drum.
and clover.
Yeah, I know. Well, yeah, but I'm
Over
saying
and
that's,
over
you can
and
only
over.
think, you
Yeah.
can only
And
think
that's
of one
big,
song.
yeah.
That's it. I don't think of any.
That was the only line of that song, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so, yeah. That's all there is. But they used it, they used the hell out of it, you know.
And that is a technique that is still used to this day. And a lot of people that are songwriters, they'll go back and they'll listen to some of this vintage stuff, you know, the Supremes and all these kind of people, the Motown and different things that really have that, I'm gonna drive this one word, you know, you're not coming to my house anymore, you're not coming, they're gonna think, whatever that is, you know, in those type of lines where they realize, man, they said that particular 2 words 15 times in a song. And that's what Crimson and Clover, that kind of thing, those are some of the analogies that they look at
Sure.
to figure out, well, if I want to make money, I want to be a songwriter, I want to get myself heard, I want people to pay attention, I'm going to go grab some of these formulas. But you still have to write it from who you are.
That almost sounds like one of the advertising formulas, repetition, right?
That's it, yeah.
Yeah, it is. And
Beat
it
the
is.
hell out of them with it, you know?
You,
It's-
you,
Yeah.
you flog them to death. you
I
know.
never thought about fusing advertising techniques with music. That would
it is a
almost
business.
seem like criminal.
It is, a little
Well, in a
bit.
way, but it works. I mean, Tom Petty got away with it with the "Don't Come Around Here No More."
And
I mean, how many times does he say that line?
Right.
In that song.
And look at, I'm sure you can find Beatles where they have used that methodology.
Number 9.
Yeah, I mean, see, one that just comes to mind, boom.
Yeah.
And that's where you become
The whole
you
White
become
Album.
an icon when you can get somebody 20 years later to go, boom, I can still say some of the words out of that song.
By taking advertising and combining it with music, you get commercial music. It's been done that way for decades.
Yeah.
Gonna buy me a Mercury.
Yeah.
Cruising up and down the road. Right?
Yeah.
Rocket 88, man. That's same thing.
Oh wow.
Old time rock and roll.
Oh yeah.
Oh wow.
Bob Seger thing, I hate it.
I can't. I could go the rest of my life without hearing the box.
I know. We would do
I'm
shows.
with you. I don't know why.
I spent 14 years at Rock 103 here, and that's all.
Oh, okay, that's all they
That's-
played?
Yeah, enough.
Working on your night moves.
Oh God.
Oh, no, stop. We will go into an advertisement.
No.
Hit the button quick.
No.
I'm
I'll be
sorry.
fine. No, it's
No, I feel the
That's
same way
all right.
about the Eagles. I love the Eagles, but they're so overplayed.
They beat them to death with that stuff. And they figured the formula out and they go, let's make some money.
And that's exactly what that was.
And that's,
the whole formulaic stuff.
my hands off.
Was
to
it?
them for
It
that.
was like soap opera music,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I mean, it was all like ballad stories about the soaps and
It
music.
was about the women that are staying home during the day watching the soap operas and they can listen to these songs and feel,
Well, the stories, I would think more like soap
Just
operas.
love-
Yeah,
the
I mean,
songs,
yeah, looking for a lover who won't blow my brother or whatever
Yeah.
it was. It's
You're a funny guy.
Thank you very much. I'll be here all week. But that goes back to the formulaic stuff, and it sells. It was a commercialism that just
So hard to find.
it's so hard to find, man.
You guys are gonna walk around all day long, right?
That's gonna be stuck in everybody's head now.
You're
So
gonna
you'll
get-
never hear that song the same way.
And you're gonna have these puns all in your head all day long. You have cursed yourself. But songwriting is about that thing that sticks with you.
Right.
There's those. How many songs have you had in your lifetime? We were talking about it on the way up. He said, "Can I have time to think about my favorite?" And I know what my favorites are. They were the Crosby, Stills, Nash. They were the Neil Young. They were the ZZ Top. Those kind of things that I had. Grew up. Those are the grassroots things that made me a living.
Well, yeah.
And I stuck with them solid things because people could always relate to that stuff. And I would throw in an original tune now and then. And then I said, I need to throw more of me into this mix. And as I went down the road doing all this stuff, I realized that it's important to find the new songwriters, the new ZZ Tops, the new James Taylors, the new Stevie Nicks, all of those things. Who are those people coming up? You're doing what you're supposed to be doing. And I was waiting. I thought you had enough talent in you to say, okay, I'm going to show the next group. And by what you said today, all right, you're good. You have a good, I'll give you a good mark for that one.
Yeah,
Good
it's
one.
definitely, you have a gift, you should share it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's kind of lonely in the world, right?
Yeah, we got to bring each other closer together.
Right.
That's what this radio
Connecting,
station is helping.
connecting and handing off the torch to the next generation.
And having fun doing it.
Absolutely.
I can see you're still having fun doing it. You're getting up there in age,
I'm building a studio. I plan to make this an integral part of my life for the next, 15, 20 years.
until you can't.
Until I can't anymore. Hopefully that's a long time. But I just a passion. I love it. It's a great medium.
That it is.
I learned something the other day,
Oh,
and this is going to show my ignorance, because I've been a Styx fan all my life, right? I love them. They're from Chicago.
yeah.
Did you? I guess they played in sock hops or something. They were called a little dance, but they played in high school gymnasiums.
I watched them when I was young because I lived up in Chicago.
And that's what I was asking if you did it.
It was cool to see all the time. RL Speedwagon was at the local Civic Center in our town.
That's what they do now.
I know, but they still. I know, but I mean stuff like that.
Yeah.
To see all those things when they coming up, like those kind of stuff. But where are you going? Speaking about people playing, are you playing anywhere? Do anything?
No, I'm just I'm not until you book me.
Oh,
Yeah.
no pressure, no pressure. I got some things coming up this year. We're gonna, Mark, speaking of that, if you don't mind me going into it, Mark Parcell wants me to do a couple of showcases down there, with the songwriters in the round, and he wants to do the guy songwriter. We're doing the girls already in February. We haven't scheduled that out. But I'm gonna start doing my booking for the, Bartlett Farmers Market here, a couple months now.
Right.
So we'll be doing that.
It's been kind of cold out there.
No, not right now.
No, he's
It starts in
getting a
May.
book, yeah.
I think it starts in
April or May.
April
Yeah.
or May. I haven't got the exact date, but yeah, I mean, it's a great way to get out there and test your wares, to test your songs and see, oh, did I get a response out of this? Did people come out and see me? Just the idea of playing for people you've never played before, that experience alone is really valuable for a lot of people. And I want to hopefully I get a chance to rotate everybody in the songwriting group to do that.
It sounds like
We're gonna be doing a show this year too. We're gonna also do a show over at Singleton Community Center.
Mm-hmm.
They got a pretty good size. I think they seat about 200, 250, something like that.
That's good.
Folding chairs, but that's still, we won't make a long show, so your butt won't hurt. But, yeah, we got that going, and I actually have the director of Singleton coming in 2 weeks,
Oh, good. Coming here.
Paul Wright.
Oh, yeah.
We're gonna talk about all the things that he's doing and what he's trying to contribute to the community of Bartlett and the community in general. He used to be the director for the rec center
Mm-hmm.
over there, and they had him go over there and run that. Really good guy. I think you'll like it.
That'll be good.
He goes, I can't talk for an hour, and I said, no problem, I got that.
Yeah.
Not a problem at all. Not when BJ's in the room.
No, there's always something to say about me. Always something to think about me.
We got time for another 10 if you want to.
Okay, cause like I said,
Got anything AC/DC?
no,
I'm just kidding. You play fine. Which one is it?
it's called Lighthouse. It's kind of a Christian as gospel. It's a very Christian song, as I am a Christian writer primarily, but also do secular stuff. So it's kind of a song about lighthouse. See how it goes. Kind of fusion of literature and music, right?
Yeah. They able to do it all together.
I've got 2 roads ahead of me on this journey that I'm on. I choose the road that's traveled least, and I know I'm not alone. Your word is a lamp before my feet and a light unto my path. I can see you shining before me, shining on me, shining on Emotions rage on a stormy sea, wind and rain like a hurricane. A still small voice is calling me to a peaceful day. I can see your harbor lights from here, but Jesus, let your lighthouse shine. I can see you shining before me, shining on me, shining on me. Your word is beckoning me and leading me back home. Through the mist and waves, your lighthouse shines so strong. Emotions rage on a stormy sea, wind and rain like a hurricane. A still small voice is calling me to a peaceful bay. And I can see your harbor lights from here. Jesus, let your lighthouse shine. I can see you shining there for me, shining on me, shining on me. mist and rain, your light has shone so strong.
Yeah.
Very nice. A lot of movement, great song, great words. And I can see you were working at that one. Huh?
Yeah,
You were
but
going,
that takes a little effort.
I gotta get up and jog and get my adrenaline going and get this one going. That's good. It's good. You're supposed to be able to write different feels and textures, you know? Nice
I'm
stuff.
sure I wasn't too far out of music theory when I wrote that.
The music theory, you can see that you were doing some music theory because I was looking at that flat third you did in there.
Oh, yeah.
That flat third was nice. And those people that don't know what a flat third is, start looking at your chords like the number relationship in them. You know, for those that are listening and trying to figure it out, they need to understand because we talk in numbers a lot more in theory than we do in the actual chords themselves. You know, I do when I get into that kind of thing with other people that understand it. So it's a different level, whatever level you get started at for you folks listening. What would you tell people that are listening that are getting started or already songwriting or in a brick wall kind of thing, writer's block? What would you say to some of those people?
Oh, gosh. I don't know, make time for it, make time for your music, make time for space to think, practice your instrument, practice scales, practice, you know, other people's songs, learn new songs, because that, you know, sometimes it was spawn ideas in you, because we're all, what is it, Eddie Van Halen says, we all copy everyone, but we're also filters. So, you know, just because you take somebody else's idea and then you kind of make it your own,
You morph it,
you morph it into something very unique. And so.
Well, I think if I were to say the fundamental thing, never give up.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I mean, there's people get frustrated. Oh, I can't do this anymore. I can't do this anymore. You know, for you folks that didn't notice, I got gray hair. I'm still doing it, you know, and I want you to, wherever you're at or whatever age you start at, or whatever point you're at that very moment, and you think about giving up, don't.
Yeah.
Take a break from it. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I can't sit down. I have tried sit down and have a little 2 or 3 hour writing session, and I've got this big, huge scribble of stuff that I could probably go back and pick pieces out of it. There's nothing. That is a good thing for that. You can go cherry pick what you want.
Surround yourself with other writers.
There's another one. Yeah.
The songwriting.
Try to co-write. You may not succeed in co-writing, but what co-writing does, it does inspire you to feel a little bit more motivated. Oh, look, I'm trying to get energy from the other person. And when you do that, or you're trying to share your energy with the person that's wanting some inspiration. So, those are important issues for songwriters, I think. Never, ever give up. Take a break. Write from who you are. Don't try to write mechanically. I mean, you can. I mean, I can talk all the theory and all the structure and all the little pieces and give you Lego stuff and go find all these obscure processes of how to write. You just have to go be gravitated forward, never giving up and trying to find out what piece is that's going to make you want to write something.
I've heard of people, you know, doing a lot of different techniques, like they got writer's block, like put a radio on in another room and then shut the door to where you can't quite hear it. I think it's your mind, your imagination starting to work, right? To kind of fill in
the gaps.
Fill in the gaps, right?
Right.
And so now you're creating music that probably is really good based on something that's just stimulating that part of your
And
mind.
you can do that at home. If you got a garage band or even a phone or whatever, you know, you can put something on a loop and you don't have to sing it. Play that progression that you have. Or find a progression that you like and you play it. Well, I'll find my own melody because the feeling of that, the emotion, then you're tying everything together, which is the center of the song. When everything is tied together, music, lyrics, vocal, emotions, you've now found the center. It takes a lot of work to find that piece.
Oh yeah,
That's the goal
that
you're
takes
looking for.
And if you notice, like a lot of artists, if you listen to them, like their hits, if you listen to their earlier stuff, their hits are typically an amalgamation of stuff that they did earlier, right? You can see their song style progressing. I think it's a straight. Catch or
Sometimes it doesn't
something.
always progress the way you want it to.
Well,
but, yeah.
I think if the people's hits are typically an amalgamation. They're the best of the best, right? So it's a process and it takes time. And you just gotta, if you're in it for the long haul and you just, write, record, move on, write, record, move on. And then eventually you're gonna get better and better. And you'll use some of the ideas, some of your earlier work and your newer stuff. But that's how, you build,
Absolutely.
musical vocabulary. You build chord structures and ideas and stuff over time.
You gotta think,
I think that's what we coalesce as style, right?
yeah, well, what happens, and through all that, what happens, you get through all that? It's kind of a muck and mire of songwriting, when you're walking through, I write a good song, I wrote a bad song, I wrote a part of a song. You're walking through all of this strenuous stuff until you figure out, I just need to relax and write who I am and what I'm doing. And then you can go back and reconstruct all of it, in bits and pieces and fine tune it. So if you just write of who you are, even if it's a verse and a chorus, oh, I don't see any more inspiration, and you go to the next piece. And all of a sudden you have these pieces, and you'll find some of these pieces of songs will fit together and become a whole song. So, these are just different techniques, and you can go on YouTube and you find tons of songwriting ideas, wherever you gotta get inspiration to do this. So, if you're not inspired, and you're gonna lay down your guitar, that's very sad. I hate to hear that on anybody.
Oh,
But we got, we about all the time, running out of time here, it looks like, huh?
Yeah, we're about done here.
But I'll get you some stuff to be playing at, man.
all right, well, cool. Yeah, so if you, I'm gonna try to start a fan page of Blake's Music Studio. And it's also gonna be for booking and projects and stuff that we're gonna do in my recording studio.
you're
It's
gonna
a
EPK?
Facebook page for right now, but I'm hopefully I'll get the website as well, just Blake's Music Studio. We're in Collierville. And,
Well,
so-
then plug yourself, man. That's what it's about.
yeah, and so if you wanna check out my new
So,
songs and projects.
to find
that'll
you, would you go where? It was
be it. Just
what,
Facebook, just look for Blake's Music Studio or Blake Broad, BRAUGH. She's my personal website, but I'm gonna try to just have the musical stuff
Right.
on a
So you build an
on a
EPK,
on a business page. Yeah, and I think what is the EPK was the,
electronic press kit thing?
yeah, I think so. I'm working on that.
Well, and not everybody's at that point to do an EPK. When you're ready, you need to do an EPK. If you're gonna have a website up, you're gonna try to get people, a fan base kind of thing, electronic press kit, and they're free. A lot of them are free. You go out there and you can get a nice form, and they'll give you structure. You can go to other people, just be creative to allow you to do that stuff. But if you're not ready, figure out what level you're at. I gotta finish all these songs. I gotta get to the studio. I got a couple of guys in the group that haven't been in a studio. I said, come on, man, I'll record you. Mine's not the best, but I'll give you something to work with. You gotta have something to work with to go to the next level.
Yeah, and just I think being immersed in the process and finding people to players, and then networking with people. It's all a part of this community, right?
Yeah.
So
That's what we're building here with
and
these
then-
songwriting things.
and then just being a part of that will inspire you, I
Right.
think, to create.
Inspire, create, enjoy, have fun.
But I'm also just jazzed about learning how to produce and how to mix and master. That's just another passion of mine as well. But-
Yeah, I would kind of like to do that, Jason Gillespie, you want to plug him,
Yeah, he's
Great,
right.
he's a master engineer. He's not just a guy who can do a couple of sliders and go, okay, this kind of good. No, he knows what he's doing, absolutely.
Yeah, dial it in. Put the
But,
right-
no, not dialing. He don't even have to worry about dialing. He just punches the buttons and it's there. He's got it figured.
Right there.
He is right on top of it. It's kind of like watching a guy juggle stuff, But he
Mhm.
does it so smoothly. It's just like,
Yeah, I would love to-
it's
love to see
entertaining just to
that.
watch him dial it.
Makes it look easy.
Makes it look easy. But now we want to get you, your studio up, and if not, we also got the studio here. When those who want to record, get a hold of me, and we'll figure out how to find the people that get you in touch with. This is all about connecting one dot to the next.
Absolutely.
And you And I know we're out of time. I want to thank my son, Matt, coming down from Chicago or Michigan City to come sit here and listen to me jabber. He's listened to me all my life, you know, and he's nice enough to come out and do this again. But he knows how much passion we have about this stuff. And I want to thank you and Blake. You just wonderful stuff. A great plan. You know, you can tell that you put some effort into it.
No, thanks for having me. Thanks, Rick.
Thank you, Blake. Enjoy your holiday tomorrow.
Oh, absolutely.
And don't forget to go to bartlettsongwriters.com and
See the
what's going
schedule
on.
of events. You got stuff that's coming up.
Or go to my Facebook page, and my email's on there too, unfortunately. I mean, not unfortunately, but fortunately, I've had some people contact me, and you contact me through Messenger, you know, and say, hey, I had one person say, hey, do I gotta pay for any of this? No, songwriting workshops are free.
All free.
All free, all day, only 1 day a week, 1 day a month. But
1 day a
still-
month, yeah.
But still, it's all free on 1 day a month.
So there you go.
Singleton Communities.
Find it all at bartlettsongwriters.com. Bartlett Songwriters Alliance on Facebook. And you're there.
Yes, that is right. And there's a lot more we can go into, but we're running out of time, and I'll save that for next week.
Save it for next week. All right, we'll pause. We'll be back. Music on the way from what do we got? Some Rachel Wise, some Gloria Sabor, Crystal Shrine. We'll get it all started. Death Waits. Step out of the break right here. Radio about this.
From the Feature Store News in
That one I
London,
could have
I'm Ollie
played
Barrett.
late on for you.
The Brendan Back General
Yeah,
has
a
lost
lot
the
of
right to become
round time in
president
there.
of the
Oh.
International Policing Agency, Interpol.
Oh, you don't love me no
Prime
more,
Minister
man.
Theresa May
Oh, I'm
some
sorry.
Wednesday
I didn't know
defeat
I was gonna
Commission
play.
President
I thought I was gonna play 2 songs.
Brexit deal.
And I knew
Gunmen have
you didn't
abducted an
know them,
Italian
so-
woman in Kenya, and French Foreign Minister
I'm
Bruno
just
Le
kidding.
Maire says he wants the
I brought
alliance
it just in
between
case.
carmakers Renault and
Didn't bring it
Nissan
last
to
time and
continue,
used the other
despite
guitar.
its
It's
boss
hard on
being
my
arrested
fingers.
in Japan on Monday.
10 o'clock Central, Wednesday night. Join me for my little program.
I think it's gonna be a fun little song if I can pull
Right
it
here
off.
on
That's fun.
Real
It
Memphis.
ought to be.
And I approve this message.
Hi, this is from the Broom Closet Metaphysical Shop. The Broom Closet is your one-stop shop for all of your metaphysical needs, such as candles, gemstones, herbs, gifts, and more.